What's up, people? Long time no see. I hope you all are doing absolutely amazing. It's been a long time that I've made a video, and a few reasons, but we'll just leave that aside. I hope you all are doing absolutely amazing, and I thought it's been a while, and I should really catch up with all of you, at least on the camera, on the video. And guess what? I'm going to be making a video about my 10 years of marriage. That's right. So I've just celebrated my 10 years of marriage. So it was my 10th wedding anniversary yesterday, and man, it's been a ride. It's been such an amazing journey, and I thought it'll be a great time to document something like that. It's a milestone, as a lot of people like to see it as, and I like to think of it exactly the same. It is definitely a milestone in our relationship, in our marriage, and I think it's a great time to reflect onto things. It is just one of those things that you don't really sit back and ever talk about your marriage as much, and 10 years is a good milestone to basically look back and go through all that you've been in the past 10 years. And we had a really great conversation, me and Neha. We spoke about our 10 years, and we spoke about the major experiences. We spoke about the major milestones. We spoke about the major challenges, and it was just a great conversation. I think we had a great talk about it. And that brings me to the point that I picked out 10 things that 10 years has taught me. 10 years of my marriage. I'll go in reverse order. I mean, well, they're all pretty much random, and I haven't really written it down. It's just off the bat. But number 10, friendship. So friendship is definitely a major part of our relationship, of our 10-year marriage. I think if it wasn't to do with friendship, I don't know if we would have lasted. I really think that we wouldn't have lasted. It's friendship that has basically made this relationship even sweeter. We continue to be friends. We continue to hold great friendship between us, and that's probably why we can we still have fun together. We still talk a lot, like how we used to before getting married, in our courtship time. Or just even fight, or have an argument, because it's more like a tiff between friends. So it basically makes us reflect on it doesn't get to that point where it's about a husband and a wife. Geez, my arm's paining. Give me a second. Number 9, I would say I would probably put it down to trust. Trust is a wonderful thing. It's very easy to lose, but very hard to gain in a marriage, and so it's taken us obviously 10 years, but with 10 years, all I can say is we're at a point where we trust each other a lot. In a lot of ways, we trust each other more than we trust ourselves, and I think that's just a compliment that every relationship should really have. And it's just been fantastic. I think it did not take us very long to trust each other, and to understand that that should not be the most challenging part of our relationship, and luckily it has sustained itself. Number 8, I'll probably put down to family. I think family has just been a major part of our relationship. It's just been a major part of our wedding, our marriage. It's it has a lot. There is a lot involved, when you have a lot of family around you. There's a lot of understanding that goes into the relationship. Then, that how are you sort of dealing with all your family around yourself. And so family has been a major part, very, very supportive part of our relationship. And listen, I mean, it doesn't have to be the most important part of your relationship, but it definitely should have some sort of weightage in the family, and that keeps you in check. And I think that's exactly what the family part has done in our relationship. Number 7, I think one of the major parts of our marriage is travel. We've traveled enough in the past 10 years. We have traveled to Asia a few times. We've traveled to India. We've traveled to Dubai quite a bit. We've traveled to Sydney almost every year. We have traveled to a few other parts, and Singapore, and I mean, there have been a lot of cities in Asia that we have traveled. So it's just been fantastic. We have explored a lot together. We have seen new places together. We have spent time with each other exclusively during these trips. We have traveled with our little one, so that's just been an excellent and added bonus to our marriage. So marriage needs travel. It is, and travel does not really mean that you have to spend scores of dollars. You have to spend a lot of money. You could even just probably bunch up your car, and you could just get a road trip done. But it's very important. Family time when you're traveling is completely different to the family time that you can have locally. So that's just another tip. If you have kids, or if you don't have kids, to keep it fresh, you just have to travel regularly. And I think that's just the fun bit, because you are always looking forward to something. God damn, I've even lost the count of where I am. So number 6, I think it is now. Number 6, honesty. Honesty is very, very, very essential. For us, it matters a lot. I think we both have been pretty honest with each other in all regards. I must have had the odd lie here and there, the small ones, which I've got into trouble sometimes, but overall I've been a good husband, and she is excellent. I mean, I have no complaints about her being honest, because I think that's just in our DNA. And I think one reason that we both are very honest with each other is because we're not what's the right word? I don't think scared is the right word, but I think somewhere on those lines. We're not on the terms of believing that, hey, I'm going to get into trouble if I'm not going to be honest, right? So something on those lines. And that's the beauty of it, I mean, if there's something that I believe that she won't understand, I don't have to lie about it. I have to confront it. I have to confront her, and I would have to sit down with her and tell her that, this is what happened. And you might not understand, but this is what it is. So that's why honesty has really played a major part in our relationship as well. Number 5, tough one. Number 5 has been number 5. I wish I would have written this down earlier, but you know how I make my videos, is they're off the bat. So Number five, number five, number five. Number five, I would probably put it down to support. I think support is an excellent quality of any marriage, and I think we've just had plenty of it. Like, I have supported her throughout the journey, and she's probably supported me more throughout the journey. She's always allowed me to do things that I always wanted to do. She's never really had any any qualms about me trying new things in life, because she probably understands that sort of a person I am. And at the same time, I've always supported her um, in her wishes and whatever that she basically wants to go and try and do. And I think support is something which is a major part of any marriage, and it's played a major part in our 10 years of marriage. Number four, I think I'm really bad with numbers. Number four, I think it is. Number four is, I don't know if I've already used this. I might have to watch the video again, but I think freedom, independence. We've given each other maximum freedom in our relationship. We both believe, we are a big fan of giving each other space, giving each other freedom. She recently traveled to Singapore by herself. The first time ever that she's traveled by herself in our marriage. And I think that was just amazing. I mean, she had a fantastic time. And I think it was very, very much required for her, because she's been working hard, and she's been really putting in the hours, and she needed that. I mean, we did plan to go together, but I couldn't make it, so she ended up traveling with my cousin's sister. So freedom is an expression, right? Freedom is like, when you're not worried about what the partner's going to really think about. So you're not, there are things that we all want to do, but after we get married, we're always looking for validation from the other person. We're always looking for confirmation from the other person, and that validation sometimes doesn't come through, right? And that freedom bit sort of goes out of the marriage. And that's one point that we have just always maintained, that we have just basically made sure that that we don't really compromise on that, so I get my space, I get my freedom, she gets her space, she gets her freedom, and we don't really need to feel guilty about it. And that just makes it even sweeter. Like, me going out with boys for my own time, she going out with girls for her great time, and or even staying home or doing her own thing. So it's each to its own, and you got to understand each other's pace as well, that what is important to each other, and let them lead their life in the same way. Number three, communication. Communication has played a major part in our marriage. I think communication is very important. We don't really try and keep a lot of things away from each other. Fun fact, now especially, and for the past 3 years, even though before we were traveling to work, we used to travel together. So we used to be in the car together. So obviously we ended up talking quite a bit in the morning, and we also came back home together. So we used to talk quite a bit in the car. But now, even better, that we both are driving in our own cars. I go one way, she goes the other way, but we leave at the same time. So we talk on the phone. So the entire journey from home to work, it's quite a similar time that we both take to get to work. We end up talking the entire journey, and believe me, that communication in the morning, we basically we talk about everything that we need to in the whole day. So once we get home, when we do in the evening, we can spend more time with Krisha. We can spend more time with the little one, because we have had a quota. We have spoken enough. We don't really need to talk a lot more than that. And if there's anything, funnily enough, if there's anything we want to talk about, we put that aside in our mind and we go, hey, I'll discuss that in the morning tomorrow. So it's just a wonderful time that we spend with each other when we are in the car, and it makes the journey a little bit more bearable as well. Number two, I don't know. I'll just put it down to Krisha, I think. That's my 6-year-old daughter, and I think she is just a shining star of our relationship. That just accentuated our relationship to just another level. It took us from being a couple to parents, and I think that's just that's just beautiful. That's just beautiful. That's the only word I can use. It changed us as people. It changed us as who we were and who we are, and probably shape us for who we are going to be. And so major part of our relationship, and we love it every day. So we as parents have just become better people, and I think being parents is a major part of our 10-year journey. Last but not least, number one goes to love. The only reason we made it to 10 years is because we love each other a lot. We love each other a lot. There is no speck of doubt in our relationship. We might have gone through thick and thin. We've all had issues. We all have issues. We all have problems in our relationship. We all have things to say and things to hear. But if you genuinely love somebody from the bottom of your heart, you get through it all. You get through it all. That feeling is, love is an emotion, right? Love is not something that you can just think and tick. It's an emotion. It's something that might be there, might not be there. It might be there one day, it might not be there the other day. And we have been through that roller coaster as well. We've been through that as well. And it'll continue to happen. It'll continue to happen that way. But a majority of our relationship, we've been in enormous. We've been in so much in love with each other that that 10 years just flew past. It did not feel like a grind. It did not feel like a difficult period. We've had difficult times, but it did not feel like a difficult period. We have laughed a lot. We have cried with each other. We have had some amazing experiences. We've had some amazing adventures, and it's been love all behind it. And I think that is the major foundation of our relationship, of our 10-year marriage. We married each other for love, and luckily, fortunately, we're still in love. So we're still continuing this just based on our foundation of love. Guys, if there's anything you want to take away from this video, make sure you're still in love with each other. This is for couples. If you're about to get married, or if you are already married, or if you are going through a difficult time in your marriage, find love. Find if you can live without that person at all or not. Can you see yourself living without that person? And if you can, then work on it. Try and find that emotion. Try and find that factor in your relationship. And if you can't, then maybe it's something to think about. But don't get into a marriage till the time you're utterly in love with that person, because at the end of the day, that's going to last. Your looks, your money, your assets, nothing is going to last as much as love. If you're going to be in love with each other, you will end up having a beautiful life, a beautiful long life, and a great companionship throughout. And I'm a prime example of it. Me and Neha are a prime example of it. We both have been fortunately to be in love with each other, and it's continued to grow time and again. And I just hope it keeps growing the way it has, and we can have another beautiful decade from this point on. So those were my 10 points of what I've taken away from my 10-year marriage. And if you know, I know it's a long video, but I hope you've gotten something out of this, and I'm sure most of the couples would have this or even more to basically, you know, share in their relationships. So thank you for sticking around, and thank you for letting me share my thoughts in this video with you all. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.